Benzo.
Yeah, done. I've done that. I've done.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode. So today, the Power BI session, Chinyere Ordor will take today's our guest speaker for today, and she will take in the topic using AI builders in Power Automate. So the Power BI learning community is being sponsored by Enterprise DNA and is being powered by UrBizEdge. So Enterprise DNA is a community which empowers Power BI users to learn more about the Power BI software. It is about Power BI. Short webinar on utensils to build successful data carrier. So check it out on the YouTube page. Then about UrBizEdge. UrBizEdge is a registered Microsoft consulting, financial modeling, business intelligence, data analysis, and enterprise solution for Nigeria. These are the training calendar. Check them out on the website www.urbizedge.com. So about our speaker today, Chinyere Ordor. So Chinyere Ordor is a technology solution intern at Hierarchy. She's a graduate with a BSc in Information and Communication Engineering from Commonwealth University. She's also a backend and Power Platform developer. She enjoys sharing knowledge with people who are into tech. In her free time, she learns graphic design. So, hello, Chinyere. Hello, Chinyere. Hello.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay, great. All right, so the stage is yours, and take us away.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining this session. It's a great honor to be guiding each and everyone through this Power BI Office hour. So, I'll be sharing my screen now because it's much more going to be a hands-on. So, let me give a brief summary. Let me share my screen first. Okay. Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so just a quick summary. So Power Automate is, I'm sure majority of us knows what Power Automate is, but it is Microsoft's robotic process automation software. So normally there is UiPath and there is Blue Prism, that's other software, but this is Microsoft's version, and it's used to automate redundant tasks, like for instance, copying and pasting some things from various documents, and it's also used for let's say your email, saving of attachments from your email. Like there are so many things that Power Automate can do. So today I will be showing us how to use the AI builder feature in Power Automate. Just a quick summary. So for this AI builder feature, it's not so new. I think it came out. The feature was created a year plus ago. 2 years, let's say 2 years, approximately 2 years. So what the AI builder does, the thing about it, why I like the AI builder is because you don't have to be like a nerd, quote and unquote, to be able to use an AI builder. It's like a plug and play, which is obviously what Power Platform is all about. Okay, so today we are going to today our class is going to be on. Why is this having issues? Okay, while it's loading, our class is going to be on. Okay, let me give you the scenario. You're giving in the everyday business. Let me know in the world. Invoices come in day in, day out. So and it can the task of, let's say, compiling the invoices from different clients, different companies can get really redundant. Numbers can get mixed up. Names can get mixed up. Yes, those kind of things can get mixed up, and you can get, like, they are usually a lot because different companies have various contractors who send in invoices. So what we're going to do today is going to be basically using a form processing tool under AI Builder to create a model. So I'm going to give a run through of what we'll do. We are going to create a model. We are going to train this model. We are going to create a flow that is going to use this model, and then we are going to create the things that we've extracted from whatever documents we uploaded. It's going to be extracted into an Excel sheet. So all this is going to be done through a flow that we're going to create on this session. I hope time permits that for me to complete every single thing. So yeah, so let's get on with this. So it's going to be a hands-on session. So I would really love if everyone can follow along. If you have questions, you can ask, or maybe wait till the end of this session, or I'll try to take it. I may get fast at a point, but I'll try to take it as slow as possible. So yes. So let's just hop into it. I just thought to give a brief summary. Yeah. Okay. So hope everyone can still see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, great.
And as for time, yeah, you have all the time you need. If it's going to be up until 10, we'll wait here.
I respect the times of our audience today, so I'll try to keep to time. Thank you. Okay, so let me start. So this is the normal, regular Power Automate home page. So when you go to the home page, there's a lot of features. There's templates, connectors. Like, there are so many. It's a very rich tool. So we're going to use the AI Builder tool today. So we start with the build. So just like I said, it's going to be an invoice processing model that we're going to create. So just heads up, anyone can actually have just in case you don't have an Office 365 account, you can always use a free trial account. Like, for instance, this demo, just for privacy purposes, I'm using like a demo account. So we're going to click on process form processing tool, and then we name it invoice. Let's call this invoice model. Yes. So I already have on my system documents that I'm going to use to train the model. So we choose information to extract. One thing about the Power Automate is that you have to you have to upload at least. Okay, let me yes, you have to upload at least 5 documents to train your model. So let me select the fields I'll be needing to see from my or to extract from my document. So I'll say amount. It's an invoice document, so amount will be important. Invoice number should also be important. I think I will try to limit it to 3 because it kind of takes the initial process of creating the let's say date, the initial process of creating the process can be repetitive, especially when it comes to creating the model. So now I'm about to upload the document for that I'm going to use to train my model. If I'm too fast, please, you can always signify, and I'll try to reduce my speed. Sorry, I don't think I have the comments. Okay. So I'm going to train. So I'm selecting 5 documents. I've selected 5 documents because I need a minimum of 5. That at least that's what Power Automate says. At least you must have at least 5. You can't have less. This is to ensure that the AI model can recognize different things. So I'm going to upload these 5 documents. So let's say this is like a scenario. Let's say these are invoices that have been gotten from different from a company. So like let's say a contractor in a company. So like the reason why I'm mentioning things like this is just to ensure that you see that, oh, okay, this is a tool that, okay, it's not just it's a tool that can actually be used in any and every industry. So I'm uploading another set because I don't want to like just leave it to only one format. Yes, so let's open another set. Okay, so close. Okay, so now the next step. Sorry. Okay. The next okay. Let me open documents first of all.
Chinyere, will it possible to share the price?
Okay.
Will it possible to share the
Okay.
price?
Okay, if it's the files, you can always get the files on. Let me just quickly show you how to get some practice files. So before the initial page of what a couple of steps back. Sorry. Okay. So the form processing tab. So if you click on examples, because Microsoft tools are really nice because they always like show you how to use their stuff. So you could click on get sample documents, and if you click there, you'll be redirected to a link where you see like the zip files. I don't want to have to download it again because I've downloaded it before. Yes. So is that yes? So that's a place that anyone that wants to follow along can get the documents. Okay. I hope that's okay.
That was okay. Like, because it's
Okay. All right. Okay. So where was I? Okay. So we've uploaded 2 sets of documents. Yes. So now the next step is to train these documents or tell the AI, like train the model to know, okay, where it should look in any other documents that has been uploaded for like different entities or sections in the document. For instance, now I said if you noticed initially, I defined 3 fields. So now for those 5 documents that I uploaded, I'm going to specify those 3 fields where the AI model should always look. So now for amount, I'll pick total. I should have used the name total, but yes. So I'll pick total and then I'll select amount, and so that one has been identified. So the next thing is invoice number. So this addressing looks like the invoice number. Select that. Then for the date, okay, I'll use the due date. So I'll just use my cursor over it and I'll select that. So then I go, that saves it to the next one. So if you remember earlier, I said that I was going to just pick 3 fields. I could have picked like a number, like I'm sure I've actually used a model that okay, you can like select a lot of other fields, but because of like the limited time, I just didn't want it to be a lot, because now this task, what we're about to do, is going to get quite repetitive, because I'm going to have to do it for, oh, that was a mistake. Okay, so it's going to get quite repetitive, and I didn't want to have to fill so many fields at the same time. So that's invoice number, then for the date. Okay, so the next one, amount, total, amount, invoice number. I can either click it or just drag the date. Okay, so if you notice the documents, like now for instance this one, the ink is quite spilled. It's not as clear as others. So that's one thing you should always keep in mind when you're like trying to build build a model. Like you don't just feed your AI with only perfect documents, because in real life scenarios you won't necessarily find you won't always, let me not use the word necessarily, you won't always find the words you won't always find perfect documents. Yes. Okay, so that I'm done with collection 1. I'll go back now, saving. Then I have to do the same thing for collection 2. So that's why I actually said the task gets kind of repetitive, but it's the aim of it being repetitive is to save you from future like having to do maybe for 1,000 documents, like not having to that was a mistake. That okay, so this is for dates, and then this is for amount. Sorry. I'm sure if this was like a YouTube video, you would have fast forwarded this part. Okay, so invoice number, date, and amount. So if you notice in this document as well, like they are all in different areas. Invoice number, come to the last date. Okay. Amount. I'm sorry. Okay, so date, invoice number, amount. Okay, finally last one. Date, invoice number, and finally amount. Okay, that's great. So we're done with the two sections, the two collections. So we click next, and then so now we're about to like train the model. So this may take a while. So while that is training, okay, we can. So say I said that we were going to upload it, use whatever document files details that we extract from the files, we'll upload it to a sheet. So while that is uploading, while the model is training, we can just create the okay. Okay, so I just saw a question in the chat box. So hi Prince. So if you have 600 plus suppliers, you have to train a generic model, right? So there's something called a generic model. I don't think I'm demoing that today. Hello? Sorry.
Yeah, where
Okay. So there's something called a training a generic model that you can use for how if you have a lot of um, if you have a lot of different suppliers, because obviously it's not every company that will have the same invoice templates. So yes, so you can use a generic model for that, like you can train a generic model for that, or you can use like you can keep them in like a group invoice. Yes, but it's majorly a generic model we use. Let me not. Yeah, that's it. Hope I was able to answer your question. Prince.
Then there's one more speaker. The Jonathan has a Jonathan, you can unmute and
Sorry?
ask a question. The Jonathan has
Okay.
a question. You can unmute and ask a question. Jonathan. Hello.
Hello.
Very continue. It's not talking.
Okay, I think I'll continue. Okay, so now we're going to create a folder because we are going to link. I didn't want to use the generic OneDrive like or SharePoint. I wanted to try something new like linking Google Drive and Microsoft applications. So we're going to create a new folder. I'll call it invoice. Voice processing. And then I'll just create another folder in it. Another folder in it which will have just an invoice. So I'll try to I'll upload one of the tests. Let me upload. I think I should have that open. For those following along, the file I want to upload is the one in the test folder. Yeah. So that's Contoso 6. So that's like, this is just me preparing. I'm still going to have to link the Google Drive. So let's go back. Okay, so we see that the model has been trained. So let's do a quick test to see if it will identify the places. So let me not test the same document. Okay. Okay, so if you can see, like, this was not the document we uploaded, although it's quite similar, but like it was able to identify, like if you notice when we were uploading the documents, we had to do for each and every one, but now the model has learned or where to look for in specific kind of documents. So it's now it was now able to identify the different fields. Also, let's try for the other kind of documents that we uploaded as well.
There's a question. The question
Okay.
is,
Yes,
would this work for other kind of files, maybe CSV files?
Yes, it should work for CSV files. Yes, but I think they mentioned in the documentation or something like that. It was mentioned that it will be like, I think it was an upcoming feature. I don't know, it was meant to be released in August or so, but it should work for CSV files. But most times OCR, that's like object and content recognition, is usually on JPGs and PDFs. Yes, so I wouldn't say I'm 100% sure if it works for CSVs. I haven't tried that yet. Okay. That was a good question. So I'll continue checking. So let's see if this document will also okay, see, it was able to identify the places. So that's great. So we see that our model has been tested. So our next step is we have to publish to be able to use the quick model that we created in our flow. We have to publish it first. Okay. Okay, so Opeyemi Bakari, that error, I think you should try using. Do you have an office account? Like maybe if it's your office account, maybe they disabled it because some administrators can actually have the access to disable, like having certain add-ons. So maybe what you could do is you could maybe use your personal account if it's not your personal account that you're using. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead. So okay. So now let's go on and create our flow. Okay. So my flow. So we're going to use create new flow, instant cloud flow. Okay, then we're going to just to ensure we are not, because there's what they call connectors, and like to ensure that we don't have to use a lot of connector connecting to the dataverse, maybe having to link this and that. So I'm just going to use a manual. I'm just going to manually trigger the flow. So I didn't name that. I like naming my stuff. Sorry. Okay. So instant powerful. Let's just use a invoice. I think it was invoice model. Manual trigger create. Okay. So now, I don't know if we are all familiar with how Power Automate works. So there are different. Okay, there are different flows. There are different things you can do with a flow, like I explained in the beginning. So this flow, what we're going to try to do, I hope the flow goes well, because just like normal coding, when you think you've done almost every single thing right, you then just stumble upon a bug that can keep you for like 2 hours or 2 days, if not. But let's keep moving on. So the first thing in creating our flow and creating our flow, we're going to choose an operation. So what the first operation we're going to choose is Google Drive, because we want to collect. So I want to link my Google Drive. The reason why I'm linking my Google Drive is because I want to be able to upload a file, work with the Google Drive. Like, since I'm trying to get the things I've extracted from the AI, from the document into a Google Sheet. So that's why I have to link the document. So Google Drive. So I'm going to click to Google Drive. So there are various actions that it's a very long list of things you can do. So I'm going to click the list files in folder. Yes. So now, if this is your first time using AI Builder, so at this point you're not going to see this yet. You're going to have to sign in. So I have already signed in before, so that's why mine is not showing that. Okay, so I see a similar question. If I have to extract data from PDF files and get them into CSV or JPEG, I use Python for this. Can Power Automate? Yes, Power Automate can handle the same thing. That's actually what we're trying to do. That's like, yeah, I'm trying to get the data into Google Sheets. Okay, so Power Automate can handle similar scenarios. Great question, Jonathan. Thank you for the question. Okay. So I'm going to select the folder now. The folder that we created. So invoice processing, and then invoice. Okay, just leave that invoice process. So that's the path we're going to. So next step, new step rather. So we're still going to use what's called apply to each. Let me try something. Google Drive. Create file list. Get file using path. Okay, so dynamic context and select body. If you don't see this pop up, this dynamic content pop up, you can always just click this add dynamic contents below. I'm trying to test out something. If it doesn't work, we'll use a longer method. Let's see, body. So what we're trying to do here is like get the body of the file. Okay. Nah, I didn't do what I wanted. Okay. So we'll just go the longer route. So sorry if you're following around. We just delete this. New step. Apply to each. Why we're using apply to each is because we want to do like a okay, I don't know if and how many of us code here, but like if when you want to do a loop or if you want to do different tasks, a couple of tasks together, like before it moves on to the next step. So like that's what this apply to each kind of does. So it's you apply to each. So now what I want to select is body. Sorry, not there. Then add action. So the next action is going to be so we're trying to get the content part. So it's still going to be in Google Drive. Okay. Get, so we're using get file content using path. So and the path is still body. So now let me do something. Flow checker. So here, this flow checker that I'm checking, so it's a place. So it's kind of how you have a you're able to debug. I know most of us here may be citizen developers, but like if you do development with like other programming languages, like how you have a something that consistently debugs your work. Or let's use for instance a simpler term. When you're writing a Word document, you always see your errors before you complete the document. So that's what this flow checker does. And so we're able to check. So if there's no error, let's see first. Okay, so then so now we want to use the AI builder, the form that we already created. But before we do that, I want to create the Word document. Sorry, the you would need some for the okay. So now I want to create a Google Sheet. Okay, so now the things we extracted from the document were I remember invoice number, sorry. Trying to remember. Okay, invoice number, date. Invoice number, date. And final one was okay. What do we call it? I think amount, yes. So why we're doing this is like in okay, let me just, instead of saying, let me just show you. So I'll just name this quickly invoice. Invoice number, let's say invoice, and let me know it's the same name. Invoice sheet. Yes. So let's call that, I'll do that as sheet 1. Okay. So okay, sorry about that. So I've created that. Refresh. Okay, so we have our invoice sheet now, and let's go back to our flow. So we're going to pick AI builder. Just a quick reminder, like this is AI builder can do a lot more than like tasks. If you prediction, sorry. AI builder can do a lot more. It's a very beautiful tool to explore. I was reading, because I usually see there was a company that used it for their recruitment, right? So they were able to train a model that invoice model. Okay, so no, I don't think this was not the one I said. Okay, invoice model, I think that's the one I created. Okay, great. So the company was able to use it, I think, for their matching of, like, it was for their intent, matching of their intent to the what do you call it? Matching of intent to, like, trainees in the company. So it's like, yeah. So it was because you know how recruiters happen to have a lot of documents to look through. Yeah, so they were able to use that for that. So so in this case, when you're selecting a document type, you select that's what you call, okay, the dynamic fields. Again, if you can't see the dynamic field, just click add dynamic content. So you select I could easily just type PDF, but I want to see if the model will be able to identify like the document in the folder, like if there was a JPEG or something. So then for document type, I'll just pick file content. Now this file content is what we got from, I'm guessing, from here. Yeah, so I think that's for this. So what's the next thing to do? So now we're going to add another action. And that action, I think that will now be for the Excel sheet. Sorry, rather, I said Excel. Google Sheets. We're using Google Sheets here. Sorry, I'm quiet, guys. I'm reading a question. Maybe I should read it out.
So the question is,
So
so
yeah,
I'm
okay.
always thinking about a product that can be sold. So say for traditional data, there are a lot of invoice per day, say minimum of 10 per day. Now I don't want to create a sheet every time. I want to separate them monthly, like compare the record, extract from the invoice to an Excel sheet, and every month and create a new sheet and paste the extracted data for that month. It is possible.
Okay. You know, 10 per day. You don't want to put a sheet. At the end of the month, create a new sheet and pay. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to break down the question. So if I'm please correct me if I'm right. So what you want your document, like what you want it to do is so you want it to, sorry, let me read it again. Say for a transactional data and
So
there's lots of info.
so I've made you a presenter so you could just ask the question.
Okay.
So you can
Oh. So the question is this: you went to your Google Drive to create a new Google Sheet. I want to skip that process, and now I have these lots of invoices per month. So I want to separate the data per month. So I don't want a single sheet for invoice from January to December. So I want a single sheet for January, another sheet for February. But then I don't want to keep on going to Google Drive to create a new sheet. So is there a way to, like, I'm creating this flow in January, but when it gets to February, the flow creates the new sheet itself and extracts the data from the invoice PDF, then paste it in that new sheet.
Okay. I would say I understand your question now. So I would say maybe when you're setting up the flow, you can create, for instance, the sheets, let's say call this January, the next one call it February, call it March. Like you can create different sheets. Then when you get to when you get here, there is a place. So now you can select the file, like pick a file. Sorry, let me just complete the process that I was doing. Let me select that file, invoice sheet. So then you can see that you can pick sheet 1. Okay, I didn't create the sheet 2. If I create, let me just quickly create sheet 2. Yes. So I'll have to refresh this. Let me see first. Okay. Sorry. Ish. Hopefully my stuff doesn't clear. Oh wow. That was a bad move. Okay, I'm so sorry. But like you could, I think, like answering your question, I'll just have to create the flow again quickly, but I may not speak to it. But answering your question, I think what I would say maybe you could do is to, since you don't want to do it like every time, you could just create a flow that let me continue with sorry, skulking. So you could just create a sheet that shows January, February, March, April, May, and then while you're creating your flow, you can just easily, sorry, I got distracted here. You can easily work with, like you can easily just create it. Okay, this is going to take data from the first sheet, the second sheet, the like sheet 1, sheet 2, January, February, March. Like, okay, sorry, I would have easily shown that, but because I refreshed, the model that I was creating kind of disappeared. So I just want to quickly create it again. So, but hope you get my point. Sorry, I didn't get the name. I don't know how to pronounce that. But did you get my question? Did you get my question?
Yeah, I get that. I got that.
Okay, but does that answer your question?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't sound very confident. Like I did just Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm so sorry guys. I shouldn't have refreshed this page. But I'll just quickly try to, I know what I did. Google Drive. This file. Invoice processing. Okay. New step. This file in Google. Okay. I'll apply to each. Yeah, don't break anything. Okay. Apologies for having to repeat the task. I'll action. What was I? Okay. Use file, use file content, get file content using path, and then I think that's no. Sorry. Okay. Then add content section. Okay. So then is where AI builder predict AI builder. Okay. Model, invoice model. What's that again? Media type. Select media type, file content. Yep. Okay. I think I've gotten to everywhere. Google Sheets. Okay, so we're back to the Google Sheets. We'll select, what we're selecting is insert rows, because what we want to do is insert rows into the document, the invoice sheet file. So insert rows. So now we're going to pick a file, and that's the invoice sheets. Okay. So Abdullah, I don't know if I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce it right. But like if you see now, you can select either sheet 1 or sheet 2. So in your case, you could select January, February, March, April, like so, like yes. So I'm just going to stick to sheet 1. So if you noticed, in the table that I created, you know that I created, sorry, let me go back to sheet 1, sheet invoice data amount, and it's also populated that by itself here. So that's invoice, I said data, invoice date amount. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to link the things that we extracted from the documents. So what did I call it? For the names, invoice number, dates. I think I should have used something more specific so that I don't collide with the already existing model in the document. Then amount. So that's amount. So yeah, so now these are the things that I've been able to so like the idea is, so what we want is really that it should populate these fields with whatever it has extracted. So hopefully, I think I'm almost done. So sorry, time is running out. Okay, so let's see if our flow works. So we're going to test it manually. Save test. It should run. Continue. Sign into the run flow. Let's check this. Okay, that was meant to have populated the file based on. Okay, got it. That's strange. Okay, let's see what was the issue. Okay, I see flow run fail. So what was the issue? So you remember when I said now we have to battle with bugs? Yes, so get file content using path failed. Set the path right. Okay, following part of the provided path does not exist. I think wait, why is that? Okay, why is it not working?
What if we resubmit it? You know, what if maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, I think it's like a part issue. But I'm not, let me try to rerun the flow. Because the flow checker showed everything right. So let me see. Still same error. Why is that? Okay. Point path. Okay, so I'm not sure why it's not working, but yeah. So, but that was actually how to. I think maybe it's the setup. The part I selected. Maybe I didn't properly name it, or maybe spelling error. I'm trying to see where the issue is from. But what's the time? Oh my goodness, it's past 7. Okay, so that I don't waste time, yeah, so that I don't waste further time, but this is actually like how, like, this is actually how to actually run the process. But I'm sure I may have mixed up. I think I may have mixed up something, which is why maybe the flow, it was not running properly, and I don't want to have to take the time of everyone. It's already 7. Yeah. So I think maybe I'll just, it's just sad. Okay. Let's try.
Or should we check one more thing? Should we just check the folder? That's your Google Drive folder.
Okay.
You want? Okay, it was saying that it's expecting Contoso 6 in the.
Oh, okay. So how to? Yes, like these invoice processing invoice. So like there's actually Contoso 6
inside the
like
folder.
that's where it got it from. Yes.
Like if we check, we will see it.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's there. Yeah. Okay. But I see from the audience, a lot of people has asked questions. I get they've picked your brain on different projects. They should pay you for consulting. So, but any more questions from anyone in the house? Oh, somebody is even, I think somebody mentioned something. Let's see. We want to pull the date value from the PDF to the table.
That was from an earlier question.
Oh, okay, that was a question before now. Okay, so if should we go to the prize-winning question, right?
Oh yes. So like I mentioned earlier, you need to ask a question, and whoever wins it to submit their email to webinar@UrBizEdge.com. So the first person to answer the question gets the prize, which is a free membership for one of Enterprise DNA. Then also again, the first correct answer you see as a speaker, just give it a thumbs up using the emoji. So those are the guidelines.
Okay. So okay, let me see.
Okay, so the questions. So it can be any question, anything on the session, anything outside. No, anything at all. Something you said in the session.
So anything. It has to be something
anything.
I said now, because you can't pick anything. Because if I say anything, I can say what's the capital of this country, and then
if you said it during the session, you can ask that.
So anything. Okay. Okay. So I mentioned that there was a particular number of documents that needs to be uploaded to train your model. So like how many documents do you need to upload in order to train your AI builder model? Okay, I got the first answer. I've seen an answer already. So I've given the thumbs up. So that goes to
the first correct answer, so let's give it a thumbs up.
Yes, I'm giving a thumbs up. Okay, so that's just one question I'm going to ask, right?
Yes, or do you want to do? Everybody usually asks. Usually one question, but if you want to ask.
Okay. No, I'm fine. I wanted to be sure there is one question.
So just send your name at your UrBizEdge at webinar at UrBizEdge.com. Okay. So as we get to the end of the session, I also want to ask you 2 questions.
Okay.
So the first question is how you got into tech, how you got into the data power platform. Yes, how you got into the power platform.
Okay. So how I got into tech, I'll ask how I got into tech. I would say that I've always been fascinated about tech. Like I was that child that grew up with and dismantled phones and tried to fix them. So that's where the drive from for tech came. So but how I initially started, well, my first job was gotten because a company came to our school and I got to work in one of the top telecom companies. So that's where my exposure to tech, the tech world, in a well-structured manner. That's where I got my first exposure. So I would say it was a link from my school, and then currently, so I'll say that's how I got into tech. It was based on interest, and meeting people, getting to know people, asking the right questions, and maybe being in the right place at the right time. Yes. So I'll just that's how I got into tech. Then Power Platform, how I became a Power Platform developer. Apparently, I would say I have actually been. I would say, I haven't used it for a long time, very long time. I think I can even see one of the first people that I spoke to on this call actually. I asked questions about on LinkedIn, how to go about it. I don't know if I should call him out, but I'll be nice and not call him out. Okay, so but how I was exposed to it was my boss. My boss asked me if I could use Power Automate and any of the Power platforms. So because of I needed it for work, so that's how I had to learn, take up the learning seriously, and that's how I started with Power Platform, being able to build nice solutions with it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So the last question is, do you have any advice for those starting out?
Advice. Okay, wow. I'll just say, ask the right questions and just never be afraid to ask questions, really, because that's the only way to grow. Yeah, that's just it. And in tech, you can't never get tired of learning. And I believe that everyone on this call, for anyone to be here, it means they really improving their skills. So Yeah, so just ask the right, keep asking the right questions. I think that's what has helped me. Yeah. Hope that was a good answer.
There's no right answer. or wrong answer. Yeah. So thank you for honoring our invite. Thank you for the wonderful session.
Thank you for inviting me. It's really good. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, and Chinyere, it's been a very wonderful session, and you're a very good teacher. You made things easy to follow, so and you warned us ahead that we experience a bug. Yeah, the one that spoke the
I
bug.
think maybe I jinxed it. I jinxed it. I shouldn't have said that.
The bug that was sleeping gently, you went to wake it up and say, "Yeah, come." So, but thank you very much, and to everybody who has stayed to the end, and for everyone who asked questions, who made it really interactive. We are very grateful, and see you again next week. So have a very wonderful week ahead, and by tomorrow you should start counting the 12 days to Christmas. So bye to everyone. Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Let me end this session now. Go to yes. So bye.